If you've been watching my videos that I just started releasing, you'll notice that I've kept my videos pretty much at or below 5 minutes. However, this video is going to be a lot longer than 5 minutes, but it's going to be worth it. I'm about to give you guys a lot of information, a lot of necessary information if you're wanting to get in the vending machine business.
Here we go! Buck, here we go!
So what I'm going to try to do in this video, I'm going to explain the entire process of how to get into the vending machine business from first start all the way to first location. All right. Now, the mindset that I'm going with is you've been thinking about getting in the vending machine business for months or possibly even years. You've read all your articles, you've watched all your videos, you've asked questions, and you know what? You came up one day and you said, I'm ready. I am getting into the vending machine business. I have made my mind up. This is what I want. So this is the mindset that we're going to have throughout the entirety of this video. Now, I understand that I have a very monotone voice and it might be a little bit difficult to listen to this video through its entirety. So if you need to pause, go stretch, take a break, drink some water, I get it. All right. But I promise you, this video will be worth it. So the first thing that you need to do after you've decided that you are going to get into the vending machine business, will be coming up with a name for your business. Now, when it comes to coming up with the name, obviously it really doesn't matter. But if you're going to get in the vending machine business, try to come up with something that encapsulates the vending machine business overall. That way, when somebody hears your business, they know exactly what business, what industry you're in. So once you've decided on a name, the first thing you're going to do is get an LLC. Now, like I say, we have made our mind up that we're getting into the business. So I'm trying to tell you guys the most correct way, legally speaking, to do all of this that I know how. Obviously, you can get into the vending machine business without creating a business entity, but for obvious reasons, creating an LLC will give you some protection. Now, you can do other forms of businesses. You can do a sole proprietorship. You can do an S corp. You can do a C corp. You can do a corporation. However, if you're watching this video, get the LLC. All right. The LLC would be best for you. Now, with that being said, if you go to the Secretary of State, and each state is different, but just go to your state's website, the Secretary of State. But here in North Carolina, it costs $125 in order to formulate your LLC. And you can do it online or you can mail it in. Once you apply, it's going to take about a week from the time they get the application to the time that you get an email saying, congratulations, your LLC has been formed. If there's an issue with your paperwork, you will get an email from the Secretary of State and they will tell you exactly what it is you need to do to make it right and to get your LLC created. With that being said, please do not pay for anybody else or any other company to create your LLC because one, they're going to charge you more than what it would be if you just simply went to your state's website. And secondly, they're just going to do what you can do from the comfort of your computer. There is nothing so difficult about creating an LLC that you can't do on your own. Now, I'll admit, depending on what state you're in, you might have to do something like an operating agreement and stuff like that. But for the most part, all you need is an LLC. You can do that on your own. You don't need to pay anybody to do the LLC. After your LLC is formulated, the next thing you're going to do is create your EIN. Now, in order to get your EIN, you have to go to the IRS website because the EIN, it's federal. So think of your EIN as a social security number for your business. And this EIN number, it would be very important for you going forward. So this will be the next thing that you do. So when you go to the IRS's website, it's going to ask you what type of business formulation that you have. You're going to click on it and then you're going to fill out all that information and you're going to hit submit. When you hit submit, you will get your EIN right there on the spot instantly, free of charge. All right. So once you get it, you'll print the form and you'll just keep that number in a safe space. So now we got our LLC and we've secured our EIN number. What do we do next? Open up a business checking account. Now, this can be a little bit tricky, all right, because each bank will offer something different. With some banks, you can just open up the business checking account free of charge. Other banks, you need to have a personal account with them already in order to open up a checking account. Some may have mandatory minimums. So you're going to have to do a little bit of research when it comes to open up a checking account. But whenever you go apply to do so, you should be able to open up the account right there on the spot. It's pretty simple and easy to open up a business checking account. To take it a step further, I will advise you to apply for a business credit card as well, because you're going to be spending a lot of money buying drinks and snacks for your machine. And if you decide to continue to move forward with this business and expand, there's going to reach a certain point to where you might want to apply for a loan. You might just have to apply for money in order to help your business grow a little bit more so that you can buy machines, so that you can buy a vehicle. You might need to buy a warehouse, all that type of stuff. So when it comes to getting money, these banks, they're going to look at your credit profile. They're going to look at your credit history to determine how much will they be willing to loan you, to offer you. So if you're able to get a credit card, you're able to start building your business credit, your credit profile very early on. And even if you do apply for credit and they only authorize you for like $1,000 or $2,000, that's completely fine. You got to start somewhere. And then after 6 months, you can apply for a credit increase. Now, if you just absolutely cannot find someone who will give you a credit card, move forward and apply later in the future. And I believe you can also get credit cards with some of these stores, such as Walmart, Sam's Club, and all those places. So if you can't get one with the bank, potentially go to one of these stores. At the end of the day, it'll help you build the business profile. So now we got the LLC, we got the EIN, and we've opened up a business account so that now we know where our money is going. Now you're going to go back to the Department of Revenue and you're going to apply for a certificate of registration, aka a sales and use tax registration. Now, what does this document do? This document will allow you to purchase your goods from Sam's Club, Walmart, Amazon, Costco, BJ's, depending on wherever you go. And when you go to purchase your products, you will not have to pay sales tax going out the store. Now, you will have to pay taxes on the money that you make from selling your products, but you don't have to pay that sales tax on the front end. I will make a separate video about the sales and use tax, but with this, you will be allowed to get tax exempt status so that when you go and buy your products, you will not have to pay taxes. Okay? So that's what the certificate of registration is. Now, with the certificate of registration, it might be a week or two before you're able to get this because it takes time for your new company to populate into their system. When I applied for mine, they told me my company didn't exist. And I'm like, yeah, it exists. I have the paperwork in my hand. And they said, well, sir, we don't see it. So I had to wait about a week before they saw it. And then once I apply for it, it takes about 10 to 14 days before you get approved. And you'll get the letter in the mail. But like I said, it's called the certificate of registration. And you'll use that form to apply for tax exempt status, which allows you to not pay a sales tax on the products when you go to the store. So speaking of stores, we have our LLC, we have our EIN, we have our business checking account, and possibly a credit card as well. We've applied for our certificate of registration. We've gotten that certificate of registration in the mail. The next thing to do is to go and open store accounts. And when I say store accounts, I mean places like Amazon, Walmart, Costco, BJ's, Sam's Club. Now, you're not going to open up accounts with all of these places. For the most part, whichever store is closest to you will probably be the account that you get. However, based on personal experience, Sam's Club tends to have the best prices. Sam's Club as well as Amazon, they tend to have the best prices. Walmart is Walmart. You can't go nowhere without seeing the Walmart. So you'll probably have 2 to 3 stores here. And when it comes to the type of accounts, when it comes to Sam's Club, you have to already have a personal account and you'll attach your business to the personal account. When it comes to Walmart and Amazon, you can do specifically just a business account, but you'll want to create accounts with all of them in order to get the tax exempt status, which again, I'll explain in another video. All right, so you have your LLC, you have your EIN, you have your certificate of registration, you got your bank account, and you've opened up store accounts. So these next couple of steps, you're going to kind of do simultaneously. This is where you start looking for locations. This is kind of the fun part. Now, Now, when it comes to the vending machine business, this is also the hardest part and the most frustrating part because you're going to get told a lot more no's before you get that yes. Okay, you really got to get out there and pound the pavement looking for these locations. And while you're looking for locations, you're going to open up an account with a vending management system. A vending management system, to my knowledge, there's two main companies out there. You got Nayax and you got Cantaloupe. I use Cantaloupe. And so what they do, these credit card readers that you see on vending machines, most of these credit card readers belong either to Cantaloupe or they belong to Nayax. And the reason why I'm telling you to do this now, even though you don't have a location, even though you don't have you don't have an account or anything like that, you don't have any machines, is because we have made our mind up that we are getting into this business. So we're trying to do as much as we can so that when we get that location, everything is taken care of. All we got to do is get the machine, put it in there, put snacks in there, start making money, okay? So you're going to open up an account with Cantaloupe. And I say Cantaloupe because that's who I use. You'll shoot them an email and say, hey, I'm just not getting into the business. I need to open up an account. They're going to send you a series of emails and DocuSigns, and you'll fill that stuff out. And it's going to take about a week and a half for you to get your account open. And that's why I say you want to do this as early as possible, because if you get a location right now, let's say that there's an operator there. If you get a location right there, you're going to have to create an account. And then if he or she has a machine there already, he or she will have to go to Cantaloupe, initiate a transfer, and then transfer that account, that credit card reader, to your account. And that can take upwards to a month. I'm not saying it will be always, but it can be a very frustrating process. And I'm speaking from experience, okay? So, like I said, once you get to this point, go ahead and hit up Cantaloupe and say, hey, I need to create an account. And another reason that I'm telling you to do this right here is because when you open up that account, they're going to need to know your business name. They're also going to need to know your bank account information for where they send you the money every Friday, all right? And that's why I'm telling you to do this right now. So you got all your paperwork, open up your store account. You've created an account with Cantaloupe. You're looking for locations. This next piece of advice, take this with a grain of salt. Keep in mind, we have made the decision that we are getting into the vending machine business. And it's not a matter of if we find a location. It's a matter of when we find a location, okay? So what you're going to do, you're going to buy 2 credit card readers from Cantaloupe. Now, you can do this with Nayax as well, but again, I use Cantaloupe, so I always, when I speak about this stuff, I'm speaking about Cantaloupe, okay? The reason why I am advising you to buy 2 credit card readers is because when you get that location and you go and order those credit card readers, it's going to take upwards to 3 weeks before you get that credit card reader. But if you have them on hand already, then you could just slap them things onto a vending machine, put the vending machine in there, okay? All I'm saying is the advice is we're just trying to be preemptive. We're just trying to be as prepared as possible. Now, unfortunately, let's say that you never do find a location. Let's say that this was too daunting and you decided to get out of it. You can sell those credit card readers, all right? You can take them to a vending machine warehouse, or you can find another operator and sell them. And for the most part, the prices haven't changed in a couple of years. So as long as they're not damaged, they're still brand new and they come with all the parts, you can sell them pretty much for the same price, okay? Okay, so the real fun is about to start now. So you got all your paperwork, you got your store account, you created your account with Cantaloupe, and you've been looking for vending machines for however long. You finally find a location in need of a vending machine and they're receptive to you putting one there. So this is what you need to do when you get to this location, all right? First and foremost, you need to talk to the manager, all right? You need to speak with the manager. And what I mean by that is you need to talk to whoever has the authority to say, yes, you can put a vending machine or vending machines at this establishment. Make sure he or she lets you know that they have the authority to do so. Because the last thing that you want to do is have somebody tell you, yeah, you can put a vending machine here, and then their hire comes and says, who the heck are you? And now you got to take your ball and go home. We don't want that to happen. Now, once this person has identified themselves as having the authority to allow you to place vending machines here, there's a couple questions that you're going to want to ask, okay? One question you will ask, how many people will have access to this vending machine? This will let you know roughly about how big of a vending machine you will need at that location. The next question you need to ask, is the hours of operation of your business. The reason why this is important is because if your business operates only 1 or 2 days out the week, it might not be a good thing for you to put a vending machine at that location. But if someone tells you that they're open 7 days a week, 12 hours out the day, and they have about 300 employees, then you're probably going to have a pretty good return on investment. So hours of operation and days of the week when they're open, that's a very important question. Then you're going to want to take a survey of all the employees that work there, and you're going to want to ask them what type of drinks and snacks are they going to want you to put in their vending machines. Because the worst thing that you want to do is put in a bunch of drinks and snacks that you think they want, and then they don't buy any of it, and now you're starting out deeper in the hole. So you could come up with a document to email them, or you can just put a piece of paper somewhere in the office and just have people write things down, but just ask them what type of products they want you to put in their vending machine. And one of the most important questions that you can ask them is, where would they want you to place the vending machine? This is why it's important not to buy a vending machine until you have a location, because they might want snacks only, but you might have a combo machine. And if that's the case, now you need to go buy a snack machine. And then you might have a machine that's 5-6 feet tall, but the little location that they want, it's only 4 feet tall. Or your machine might be too wide to get through the door. So whenever you find a location, make sure you take measurements of where the machine will go, as well as how to get the machine from outside to inside, so that you don't buy the wrong type or the wrong size machine. Now, the next question that I'm going to tell you is probably the most important question, but you're not going to ask them this question. All right, let them ask this question. And this question is whether or not you will have to pay a commission. Let them bring this up, because if you bring it up, they're going to say, of course we want a commission, and they're going to try and give you some outrageous number that you can't meet. So let them bring it up, but if not, leave that question alone. Now, if they ask about a commission, there's a couple of ways that you can address this. So what I try to do initially, I try to let my clients know, well, listen, we're just starting this agreement, and I still got to figure out what your customers like, okay, what your employees like. So after 6 to 12 months, I may not even be here because it may not be lucrative for me. So let me keep my machine here for about 6 months. And once we get a good baseline on the sales that I'm making, we can discuss commission. And sometimes that works. Sometimes that might not work, and you might have to pay a commission right out the gate. So there's a couple ways to negotiate commission. You can pay a flat fee, or you can pay a percentage. From what I see on social media, most people say pay a percentage, roughly about 10%. And me personally, I don't like paying percentages, because the more money you make, the more commission you're going to have to pay. For instance, let's say you agree to a 10% commission, and let's say you only make $100 in 1 month, for simplicity of numbers. So you're going to have to pay $10 in commission, which isn't too much. But then let's say next month, let's say you make $1,000 in revenue. Now you got to pay $100 in commission. Still 10%, but you're having to pay a lot more. And then once you calculate in all the expenses from the products that you made, all of the taxes that you have to pay when you file your sales and use tax, you're not going to be left with a lot of money at the end of each month. So I try to advise people to come up with a flat fee. The flat fee, that's up to you. You could come up with that depending on the location, but whether you make $100 or $1,000 every month, that fee is going to be the same. Now, this is something that I came up with when I was with my former business partner. What we did, we offered to pay or to cover the amount of electricity that we use at their building. So if you look inside your vending machine, it will tell you how much electricity that machine uses on average. So we took that number, and we somehow, some way came up with a way to guesstimate how much electricity we're using every month because of our vending machines. And we took that number and we split it in half, and we offered that location that number. And that number was good enough for them. So that was what we agreed upon, to pay that location every single month, which it really wasn't that much money, okay? But bottom line, when it comes to paying commission, let them tell you that they want a commission. And if you just cannot avoid paying, try to come up with a flat fee before you go the percentage route. Now, this is the last part when it comes to talking to the manager once you've gotten the location. Once you've answered all these questions and you gotten a handshake deal from the manager that you can put a vending machine there, what you want to do before you get your vending machine is get a location agreement. Try to get that employee or that location to sign that agreement as soon as possible, because it's going to give you the peace of mind that you can put your machines there, and it will also avoid others coming in from behind you trying to do the same thing. So if you don't have any vending machines on hand, 9 times out of 10, it's going to take you anywhere between 60 to 90 days to get a vending machine, because you got to go find one. So in that time, you don't want to risk losing the location. So try to get them a location agreement, get them to sign a location agreement so that you can show something that you have permission to put those machines there. And if you don't have a location agreement, if you don't know what one looks like, put your email address in the comments and I will email you the one that I use. So now we got all of our paperwork done. We got our checking account. We got our credit card. We got our store accounts. We've created an account with Cantaloupe. We have found a location. Now we got to go and look for a vending machine. And let's say that at this particular location, let's say they just need a combo machine, okay? There's 3 ways that you can get a vending machine. You can go to Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist or OfferUp or all those places. You can go to a local vending machine warehouse, or you can go online and you can find a national distributor to buy one from them. I will not advise that you go to a national distributor, mainly because you're going to pay those new vending machine prices. Those prices are going to be pretty high. Now, the machines will be worth it, obviously, but you're going to pay a lot of money in those vending machines. And also, if you don't know how to operate the machine, it'll be pretty hard for you to get one of their representatives to come on site to show you what it is that you need to do, okay? So unless you're in the business and have experience, I always advise not going to a national distributor first, okay? Now, when it comes to Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist, if you're watching this video, you're probably brand new to vending machines and you haven't done anything, I absolutely would not recommend under any circumstance that you go to Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist. And the reason why I say that is because there are so many questions that you need to ask about those vending machines that you are simply not aware of. And if it's being sold on Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, they're just trying to get rid of the machines. And I know I've been on the other side of that. And I got a few friends who've bought vending machines from friends that they thought these machines were good. And when they turned them on, they were not good machines. So unless you have a friend that you absolutely trust to go with you to make this purchase, I would not advise that you go to Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace to buy a vending machine if you're just starting out. So that leaves us with a vending machine warehouse. Essentially where the warehouse is, and they're all over the place depending on where you live, especially if you're in a place like Charlotte or Atlanta or Greensboro. They're all over the place. So what they do, they take older machines and they build them up like new. So they're refurbished machines. And when you buy from them, 9 times out of 10, you'll get like a 90-day warranty. So you could call them, say, hey, how do I do this? How did I do that? And the reason why I advise so many people to go to a vending machine warehouse is because you're going to get a like new vending machine for a used price. So you're getting the best of both worlds when you go to Facebook Marketplace and when you go to a national distributor. It's going to work like new, but you're not having to pay new prices. Now, when it comes to how much you should spend on a vending machine, this will be dictated by the type of vending machine that you buy. I know there's a lot of videos on social media where these gurus are talking about you can buy a good vending machine for $800. If somebody says that, stop listening to them. And I say that because if you're going to buy a vending machine, $800, 9 times out of 10, it is only a snack machine and it doesn't come with a credit card reader. So by the time you put a credit card reader on that vending machine, that $800 is going to be close to about $1,200. So the best thing to do is just go ahead and go to a vending machine warehouse and get you a machine that already comes with a credit card reader, because in 2024, you're going to need to put a credit card reader on that vending machine. And just to kind of push my point a little bit, this website is where I buy my vending machines. It's a warehouse about the next county over. And when it comes to vending machines, snack machines tend to be the cheapest when it comes to them, drink machines as well as combo machines. This is the cheapest machine that they have on their website, and it's listed at $1,400. Now, keep in mind that this is a base model. There's no credit card reader, there's no bill acceptor, there's no coin collector. By the time you add all of this stuff to the vending machine, you're gonna be closer to $2,000 having to pay for this machine, okay? So that's why I say if you see all of these people on the internet saying you can buy a machine for $800, I wouldn't trust it. They're setting you up for failure. Once you've done all of that, all you gotta do is take the machine, put it on the location, go get your snacks, go get your drinks, and start making money. Now, before I end the video, there's 3 other purchases that you can make throughout this process, and one of them you probably should make anyway, okay? So if you want, you can go and buy you a domain name. It helps you look a little bit more professional when people see that email address as opposed to simply at gmail.com or at yahoo.com. So if you want to buy a domain, you can do that as well. Another one, you can buy an accounting software such as QuickBooks. I think their cheapest offer is like $30 a month. You really need to keep up with your accounting, because when it comes time to filing taxes, you need to be able to show where did your money go. So QuickBooks would be a good purchase if you decided to go that route. And then lastly, and again, this is the one that probably should be a must, is insurance. You need to buy insurance for your vending machines. Now, I have insurance through a company called Next. When I asked around, this is the name that continued to come up, so you can look them up. I'll put a link in the description if you want to go check out their website, but make sure you get some vending machine insurance just in case something happens to your machine or one of your customers. And that's pretty much it. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for watching. I'll make some follow-up videos to this as well, but good luck.